Hi, it's your coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to, may I say, 2018, January 3rd. Hey, first off, I hope you had a great holiday season. We are still on strategic week. Our year starts actually on Monday the 8th, but I want to reach out to you because obviously when the ball drops in Times Square and January comes and we watch our football games, we often now turn to what the heck am I going to do in 2018? So in this video and audio, what I want to do is share with you really some of my thoughts. I've been doing this now for actually 25 years, February 1st. And I think there are two things that all advisors need to do to kind of set the stage, if you will, to elevate in the new year. So first and foremost, we need to close the book on last year. It's over and done with, right? So whether you had a great year, a terrible year, or something in between, it's in the books, right? So you got to kind of push that aside. And if you had a great year, do not rest on your laurels, right? If you had an okay year, identify what you need to do, those minor tweaks, in order to kind of get to that quote-unquote next level. And if you didn't have a great year at all, what radical changes are you going to make? So here's the bottom line. What's the old definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. And I know what some of you are going to sit there and say, I've studied advisor psychology for 2+ decades. Here's what most advisors say to themselves. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to get more organized, right? I'm going to go do these things, right? Whatever those things mean to you. And it's like it's almost like a concept of a New Year's resolution. You'll stick to it for about a week or two, maybe 3 if you're a little bit disciplined, and by February 1st, you're back to the old patterns again. What you have to remember, and I want to really impart this on you, this is a behavior-based business. Behaviors are nothing more than patterns that are defined by our beliefs, values, rules, internal dialogue, self-image, and how you define failure. Period. Right? Now, all that stuff in the back, if you don't have a concept on that, guess what? You're flying blind. And that's reality. Okay? So first off, I want you to think about January, a couple things. Number one, do not focus on results, right? Because I know that's what you're going to do, because that's what everybody wants to do, right? You know, production and new clients and all this jazz, how much weight I'm going to lose. Don't. Number one, it never happens as fast as you want it to, and especially if you're kind of impatient, you'll get frustrated very quickly. As soon as you're in a frustrated state, guess what? You abandon everything. You go back to the core pattern, right? That got you in trouble to begin with. So we don't want to do that. Here's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on your habits. Habits in January will carry you through the entire year if you focus on them. Now, next question. What are the habits? Let me give you a short list real quick, then a couple of thoughts real quick. So here's what you need to focus on habitually. Number one, your morning ritual. Your morning success ritual. How are you going to start the day? What are you going to read? What are you going to think? What information are you going to consume? You want to make a radical difference? Shut the news off. Forget all that crap. It will not make you a dime. In fact, for most of you, watching the news in the morning will probably cost you $100,000 this year, minimally. And that's the number I'm going to put on it. Number one. Number two, please, a written daily game plan. Who do we need to call? What do we need to accomplish? What we need, not your to-do list. A proactive, here's what I need to do. Third, your health, fitness, nutrition. Look, I don't know, I'm guilty of it. Hey, the last 2 weeks, of December, all I did is cook and taste wine for 2 solid weeks, right? And by the way, I enjoyed every second of it, so no regrets. I knew I was going to do that, and now I'm back on board, right? So your health, your fitness, your nutrition, getting to the gym, taking care of yourself. And I know that's a common resolution people make, but in this business, we're like professional athletes. So you had a little off season, had a little fun, great. Get back on the regimen. Very important. Other tips. This is the month, I can't say this strongly enough. Call all your people. Now I define people as the following. All your clients. Check in. Hey, happy 2018. How was your holidays? Any new financial goals? Anything we need to discuss? So on and so forth, right? Be proactive. Set the stage. Next, your prospects. People that said no to you, let me think about it, your quote-unquote failures, if you will. Hey, just reaching out to you. How are your holidays? Are you ready to make some changes? Do you want to talk? Remember, I call this the January effect. The average human being is more open / motivated for change / new in the month of January than any other month by far in the entire year. Take advantage of that. Third, call your COIs, your centers of influence. And we can define that on a different video. Reach out. How are your holidays? I'm here for you if you know somebody. Because again, you may have some of their clients maybe reaching out to them. Hey, I don't like my advisor. I don't hear from the person or whatever. You know somebody. So you want to get out there, contact, right? That's what I care about. Do not worry about production. Do not worry about any of those other KPIs, key performance indicators. Focus on your habits. We are in the communication, education, and coaching business. I know it may say CFP, it may say a lot of other things on your business card, but at the end of the day, guess what? That's what we do. Because if we don't do that, we will be replaced by a robot, right? And we don't want that. What else can I tell you about 2018? Plan, all right? Strategic plan. Some of you may take advantage of our free tools in Practice Power Academy, and you're more than welcome to do that. PracticePower.net. And obviously that's a freebie, my gift to you. If you want the good stuff, and when I say good, the new stuff, right? I have a link here, right, on my YouTube page. And if you want to go check that out, it is by far my best work in terms of strategic planning for advisors. Tonight, I'm actually heading into Orlando. We're hosting a 2-day business planning conference, here, because again, I really believe in creating something going forward, that you have a plan. Have something. Look, if none of that jazzes you up, get a piece of paper out and write 10 goals and look at them every morning. Like literally, do something. Because if you don't create a plan, here's what happens. Your brain defaults into survival mode. Your brain defaults back into the patterns. Your brain defaults back into the way it is. And unless you're really, really thrilled with the way it is, guess what? You're not going to get a breakout. You're just not. Now you may, and here's the thing that I find, and it's interesting. This industry, and by the way, this has got nothing to do with genders. This is just, this is all about psychology. Our industry, by and large, attracts what I'll call very egotistical people. Now, egotistical could be external ego, internal ego, right? So sometimes it projects, and you know those people. Sometimes you consider them a bit of an ass, right? But internally, we all have that. You would not be successful in this business without a big ego driver, internally or externally, because we are in a, let's face it, rejection business. We are in a failure-based business. And you will not survive decades, and make some money unless you had some sort of ego drive, right? So that's great, okay? But here's the downside of that. Do not allow that to creep into what we call arrogance mode, okay? Because here's what's going to cost a lot of you a ton of money. It has already cost you millions of dollars in your career if you've been around for any length of time. Do not allow your ego, your arrogance, right, get in the way of your success. Because that's what happens. All of you need a coach. And I'm not saying I'm applying for the jobs. Let me be very clear on this. There are plenty of great coaches out there, plenty of great coaching companies out there. Find somebody you resonate with. If you think you can go at this thing alone, you're sorely mistaken. This industry is evolving rapidly. It is changing rapidly. You just can't sit there and do what you did 5-10 years ago and expect to continue to work. You need to shift. You need to evolve. You need to elevate, right? So I want you to think about that, right? It's the beginning of a new year. You have a blank slate. You have a blank slate in front of you, right? The past is the past, like I said. Figure out what you want to do. Have a plan. Any plan is better than no plan. And I seriously mean that. Like literally, if you want an Excel spreadsheet and blow some stuff out on it on a column, and that works for you, I'm happy for you. But have something. Okay? Have something. Don't sit here and have a continuation of last year or this year, especially if you know you need to make changes, if you need to elevate. Okay? So, thank you for taking some time today to listen and watch me. Happy 2018. I want nothing but the best for you and your family, both personally and professionally, and I'll see you again very soon.